car door opens and the interior light comes on. Through the driver's eyes we see the airbag has gone off. Give me that fucking camera. We look at the mirror, then down at the passenger seat. The driver's weak hand moves towards the camera as another hand grabs the camera. We see a hand place a block of wood against the steering wheel. We hear the camera being smashed. The scissor jack goes against the block of wood and another piece of wood goes against the occupant's chest. Wind him away. We see the scissor jack winding out, pressing the driver's chest. We slowly go to black, still hearing the squeaking of the scissor jack. We hear puffs of breathing. The squeaking stops. Fade in. Looking down at the scissor jack compressed against the chest of the driver. Give him a few more, he's nearly gone. More squeaks of the scissor jack and gasp as we go to black again and then silence. Roll credits. Exterior dirt track, English countryside, morning. The sound of early morning pigeons and crows. Danny Mason parks his car and walks to the open window of another, more expensive car. The only occupant is Jules. Jules? All done, Danny. Early this morning. Jules hands Danny a photo of George Dean dead at the steering wheel of the crashed car. Danny looks at the photo. I don't know why or what he'd done, but he's gone. Danny hands Jules an envelope. Check it. I trust you, Danny. Now, you got the money for this? Jules waves another envelope at Danny. Danny pulls a gun and points it at Jules. Why are you doing this? I thought no one crosses Sydney Vex and gets away with it. Getting old, is he? Jules laughs. Oh, fucking hell. Look at you. Got a gun now? Money, Danny. Money. I'm leaving Vexy. Running away. New life and, yeah, he's getting old. Danny puts the gun away. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of cocaine. Danny, you're the fucking car lifter. Sid's Porsche's got to be worth at least 20k. Danny hands over a pack of money. 20k. If it don't turn up, Jules, you fucking owe me. Jules hands Danny the envelope. It'll be there. You got the time and the place where the drivers swap. And it will be loaded. The rest is down to you, Danny. Jules drives off. Danny Mason opens the envelope and looks at the piece of paper inside. He makes a call. Interior, Traffic Warden Headquarters, early morning. A mobile's ringing. Sitting at a desk, Bill Graham, 50, is the line manager at a traffic warden station in London. A few wardens are standing around chatting. Clyde Pickett walks to the desk. He is skinny, awkward and geeky with struggling facial hair. Clyde hands Bill an envelope. Bill opens it and takes out some cash, then nods approvingly at Clyde, who then joins the group of chatting wardens. Bill answers the phone. Danny. Bill, who's the traffic warden at Burlington Gardens? Clyde Pickett. Clyde turns on hearing his name. We move in on Clyde. When is it, Danny? Clyde Pickett. Danny cuts the call. Fuck. Oh, for fuck's sake. From black, mobile phone is ringing. Interior, Mickey's bedsit. Morning. Close up on photograph of Mickey Sharp smiling with his arm around his girlfriend. Another framed photo of him with George Dean. Pan from the photo across a messy dresser where there is a neatly lined up pile of bills, final demands and a red eviction notice. There's a book called Great British Gardens and another called Making Money Quick. A pair of secateurs and a folded handwritten note addressed Mickey. Continue pan to see Mickey, the sleeping 32-year-old. He is woken by the sound of his mobile phone. He sits up and onto the side of the bed. Ignoring the ringing phone, he is drawn to the neatly lined up pile of bills. He stares at them confused. He picks up the note addressed Mickey and opens it. The phone stops. Close up as he reads the note, we hear the voice of the writer, his girlfriend Gabby Reynolds. It's over, Mickey. Sorry. I'm going to Mum's. I'll get my things in a couple of weeks. Don't call me. We're done, Gabby. The mobile starts to ring again. The camera closes in on the ringing phone and we see the name of the caller, Bainton Jones. Mickey answers. Morning, Bay. Bad news, Mickey. Very bad news. George has been killed in a car accident. What? No. What the fuck? What happened? No one seems to know, mate. No other cars involved. He just went off the road into a ditch. Someone found the car early hours of this morning. Oh, fuck. I can't believe it, Bay. I'm sorry, mate. Mickey, still holding the note from Gabby, sits in shock. Mickey? Fuck. Bay, I'll call you back. He cuts the call. Mickey's bedsit. Mickey sits shocked. He stares at the neatly lined up bills again. He picks up the picture of him and George and then mixes up the bills with the rest of the stuff on the desk. Mickey calls Gabby. Exterior bus stop, morning. Gabby Reynolds, 30, slim and pretty, is waiting alone at a bus stop. She has a few light bags with her. She is upset and tearful. Her phone starts ringing. She looks at the name and then answers. I said don't call, Mickey. George has been killed. Oh my God. In a car accident. Pause. What's going on, Gabby? Close up on Gabby, upset and tearful. Sorry, Mickey. George was a lovely guy. I've seen all the bills, Mickey. I've seen the eviction notice. I'm going to my mum's for a couple of weeks, straighten my head out. You said we had enough money to at least try. I'm getting the money, Gabs, I am. I'm working with the right people now, I promise. I want us to have a baby as well. You're just dreaming again, Mickey. I know it's not your fault, just who you are. You're a dreamer. Don't call me. I've had enough. I need some time, sorry. Gabby cuts the call. Mickey stands shocked. Mickey calls Bay. You okay, Mickey? Yeah. Can't believe it. This is the... Oh, fucking hell. I know, Mickey, I'm sorry. I'm going round to his mum's now. I don't know how she's taking it in. The camera holds on silent Mickey as he stares into space. Okay, I'll make my way over. I'll see you there. Who else knows? Have you told Frankie? No, not yet. I'll call him now. You tell Sherbet. Sorry, mate. Bay cuts the call. Exterior London street. Mickey leaves the bedsit in a daze. In the street, an IR8 car owner argues with Jed Watkins, a parking enforcement officer. Jed is preparing to lift the man's flashy car onto his lorry. There is a parking ticket on the windscreen and the car appears to be blocked in by two other cars. The car owner rants on at Jed as Jed works. He is fast talking. I'll get you done up for this. I'll tell you done up good. You done my fucking day, you has. Of course you will. Car owner takes a photograph of Jed. Snap, you fucker. You ain't messing with no norms, mate. I got your mug, son. Mine'll all be coming for you, all ya. The man points at his blocked car. I'm blocked in, trapped, look! I expect you're going to get me wife, me kids, me mum and dad, Sammy the cat. Don't tell me Sammy the cat first, just to fucking scare me. Mickey walks past the arguing. We stay with the arguing as we see Mickey make a call. You're fucking on it, son. On it. All you're done. Not a minute over. Not a fucking minute. A driver goes to one of the blocking cars, sneakily acknowledges Jed, gets in and drives off. Over or under, we run it squeaky legal round here. You come here, if we want it, we'll take it, and it will be squeaky legal, and there's nothing you can do about it. We got the contract. You don't like it, don't fucking come. Parliament Hill, mobile ringing, overlooking the city. Tall, slim James Sherboard stands painting at an easel. He answers his phone, known as Sherbet here on. Hi, Mickey. Sherbet. I've got some bloody bad news, mate. George has died. Killed. Parliament Hill. What? Oh, Mickey, no. What? How? Car crash early hours of this morning. Just gone. Like, fucking instant. What happened? I don't know, Sherbet. Maybe he fell asleep at the wheel. He's been working day and night trying to finish this documentary. Well, it's not going to get finished now. A noisy lorry passes, making it too difficult to talk. Sherbet, you there? I'm shocked, Mickey. I don't know what to say. This fish and chip night at the pub later, I was going with George and his mum, bless her. Oh, bloody hell, how is she? Bay's on his way round there now. I'm just going to pick up some cash, then I'll be there. Can you get there? Yes, about an hour or so. I'll see you there. Sorry, Mickey. Mickey ends the call and steps onto a bus. Bay is getting into his car. He makes a call. Frankie Winters' flat, interior. Frankie Winters, 32, a well-spoken and good-looking man, is tidying things in his small flat. His 7-year-old niece Lucy sits staring into a hand mirror. Uncle Frankie, do you think I could be an actress when I grow up? I think you'd make a very good actress. You're precocious enough. We need to go, Lucy. Your mother will be waiting. Frankie's mobile phone starts ringing. What does precocious mean? Lucy picks up the ringing phone and looks at the name of the caller. It's the very cool and sensible Bay. Lucy presses the answer button and passes it to Frankie. Hello, Bay, how's things? London Street. Bay is sitting in his car. Frankie? Frankie's flat. The camera pans the room and then settles on Lucy, who stares closer into the hand mirror. Crossing her eyes, she steams it with her breath. Uncle Frankie, I've decided I'm just going to be very famous. Frankie, stunned on the phone. Okay, mate. I'll see you there. Thanks. Mickey is sitting on the bus in a daze. London Street. The irate car owner's car is now on Jed's lorry. The parking ticket is still on the screen. The car owner screams into Jed Watkins' face. So that's it? Just fucking roll up and take it? Jed shoves him away. Piss off! The warden called for a fucking lift. I told you I'm the lift. Done. You can't just fucking take it. It's mine. I can pay. I wasn't over. What about me signing something? My job, mate. Nothing to sign and now it's mine. You have a nice day. Jed gets into his lorry and leaves. The irate man shouts and swears, You fucking tosser! Tosser! Do you hear me? You're a fucking tosser! London Street. Mickey steps off the bus and walks down a road. Frankie Winters is in his open-top car. Close up on Frankie Winters driving. He has tears in his eyes and his vision is clearly blurred. Lucy. I'm really sorry, Uncle Frankie. I've known George forever. Frankie. We met on our first day at secondary school. George and Mickey were already really close friends from primary school. Frankie is deep in thought. Poor Mickey was only 10 when his mum died, so George always looked out for him. They were like brothers. Oh. George became obsessed with filmmaking at university. That's where he met Bay and Sherbert. When we left, George was the only one who ever got any film work. He's been trying to finish his first documentary for weeks now. His best job so far, he said. He was just, he's just the best guy. Lucy and Frankie share a look. Lucy offers her hand for him to hold. Exterior, Sidney Vex's house. Morning. Mickey stands outside the gates of a large property. He composes himself and then presses the intercom. Yes, can I help? It's Mickey Sharp to see Mr. Vex to collect some money. 1 minute. The gates open and Mickey walks towards the front door. We see the ageing housekeeper, Jeannie Bardwell, at the open door. Come in. Mr. Vex is talking business, but he will be with you shortly. Interior Sidney Vex's house hallway. There is film memorabilia and awards everywhere. There are pictures of Sidney Vex, 65, with celebrities and famous people in the film industry. Sidney Vex walks in and hands Mickey some cash. There's your money, Mickey. I like what you're doing, son. Now, follow me. And Mickey follows. The garden's the best it's ever looked. My movie business is booming and I don't have the time to do the shit jobs like cutting the grass and digging the flower beds. Sidney stops dead in his tracks. Mickey almost bumps into him. I like a little snip and a clip. Who don't? I like you, Mickey. But there's one thing we need to sort out rapid like. Mickey is quiet and void. Sidney walks on. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. They arrive at a quiet corner of the garden where there's a shed. A lawnmower with grass and mud up the side stands outside. In my business, I don't tolerate mess or things not being finished properly. I like tidy. Any job started is finished correctly. Tidy, Mickey, is what I like. Mickey nods. Every time you cut the lawns, this mower gets cleaned and put back in that shed. It doesn't get left like this. When I say cleaned, I mean grass and shit, this fucking shit, wiped off it. It gets put back where it lives, neat and tidy in that shed. I like tidy. Have you fucking got it? Mickey nods again. Sidney walks back, leading Mickey to the front door. Sorry, Mr. Vex. I'll make sure. I'll cut the grass on Friday, ready for the weekend. Good lad, Mickey. You look after me, son. I'll look after you. Trust, Mickey. You remember that? Yes, Mr. Vex. Thanks. Mickey leaves by the front door. We follow him as he walks out of the driveway. He makes a call that goes to answer. We hear Gabby's voice. Gabby. Hi, leave a message. Mickey. I've just collected some money. I miss you, Gabby. I'm house sitting near your mum's. Can I come round later? Call me. Sidney Vex's house. Sidney walks from the kitchen with a glass of water to the study where there are 3 men. Brian and Bobby sit close together at a table while Jinxie stands by the window. Sidney Vex. Sorry about that, new gardener. I like him, but he's an untidy little bastard. Right, Brian, what did I say? Brian. The Porsche arrives at 7:30 sharp, Sid. That's what I said, but I'm changing it. Porsche will arrive at 7:20. You don't see their driver and they don't see you. Give him 5 minutes to get gone, then bring that Porsche home. Bobby, talk to me. I'll be out of sight around the corner. When Brian collects the Porsche, I'll make sure no one follows him. I stay with him all the way while we bring it in. Excellent, good boys. Let's have some tea. Jeannie! Danny Mason's car lot. Jed Watkins' lorry arrives with a lifted car. The car that blocked the car in is already parked there. The driver of the blocking car immediately swaps the number plates on Jed's lorry. The car driver, "Trappy little fucker him." Jed Watkins, "Break it up and lose it." Danny emerges with Clyde Pickett. Danny, Jed, "I've spoken to Bill. It has to be the warden who's patched it on to keep it legal. Of all the fucking wardens in London, it's got to be him." Clyde, "Hi Jed, I've got a lift coming up. Did Bill tell you?" "I told him, you spanner. All your boss can tell anyone is how fucking legal it is." Jed, "Nothing we can do. It's got to be him." Clyde is awkward. "I'm a bit nervous." "Nervous? You should be shaking like the only turkey at Christmas, you fucking Jobsworth." "I won't let you down, Mr. Mason." "You better not. Now fuck off." Clyde scarpers off. The council issued the patches. To keep it legal, it's got to be him. We can't change it. This has got to look right, Jed. Otherwise we're fucked. Interior, George's mum's house. Close up on George's mum. Elderly and confused with poor eyesight. There is a stunned silence. Frankie, Sherbet and Bay are sitting with her. George's mum. It was his best job so far. You'll be proud of me, Mum. I'm nearly finished," he said. Sherbet. "Is there anything we can do, Mrs. Dean?" Mickey arrives and goes straight to George's mum and hugs her. George's mum. "Have I got it right, Mickey? Has George really gone? Has he gone?" Mickey is emotional and can only nod to her. Sherbet takes her hand. We see a framed photo of Mickey and George when they were about 10. Bay. "He has gone, Mrs. Dean. He's died." Sherbet. "We are here. It's going to be okay." George's mum. "He showed me some of those little clips. He is good at filming. Made me laugh, but it's not funny really, them poor people taking their money." "Is there anything you would like us to do, Mrs. Dean?" "What am I going to do with all his stuff, his cameras?" "We'll do whatever you want, just tell us." George's mum. "I don't know. He just wanted to finish this job and get paid, get some fame." Mickey looks bemused. George's mum. "He's got a contract and everything. They already paid George some money, but he needed more. Said people would want paying." Mickey. "What do you mean he needed more?" "We got more money on the house. I went with George. We can pay it back when George gets paid. He's nearly finished, Mickey." Silence as they all sit and look at each other. Interior, Traffic Warden Headquarters. Bill Graham reassures Clyde. Clyde appears very nervous. "It's all planned, Clyde. You know what you're doing. 7:30 sharp." "Yes, I'm fine. Yes, I won't let anyone down." "You know the deal. £500. All you're doing is your job. Simple." I'm all good. I promise, Bill." 2 weeks later. Exterior cemetery. In long shot we see the mourners walking. George's mum is surrounded by Sherbet, Bay, Frankie and Mickey. George's mum. "It's a lovely day. George would have loved it." Close up, Mickey. He is upset and restless. Exaggerated heartbeat and breathing. Sound around him distorts. Mickey hears Gabby's voice. Gabby. "I'm leaving you, Mickey. I'm sorry, okay?" Mixed to flashback earlier that morning. "What? Why? What are you doing?" "Not today, Gabby, please. Of all the days, come on." Gabby. She's tearful and angry, crying. "I wanted a baby, Mickey, but how? How with no money? I'm 30 years old, just to be a mum. I'm not a career girl. I never wanted a big house or flashy cars. Can you stop packing? I want us to have a baby too. Come on, we get by." "We've got no money, Mickey. We're broke. You've got no regular job. You cut lawns, you house sit, you do a bit of this, a bit of that. I thought you loved me for me, Gabs. I told you, I'll get money. We'll have a baby." I have a fucking clock that's just ticking away inside me, day after day, and it's loud, Mickey, so loud. I'd cover that ticking every day with a cheerful, smiling face, just hoping. I can't do it anymore. Give me a chance, Gabs, please. Come on, Mickey. It's all dreams and talk. A regular job might have just given us enough. Please, Gabs. I'm sorry about George. Gabby hugs Mickey, kisses him on the cheek. She slams the door as she leaves, loaded with bags. Move to extreme close-up of Mickey's face. Cemetery chapel. Pull back from ECU on Mickey's shattered face to see he stands with both hands on George's coffin alone. Frankie comes forward with the seated congregation, puts his hands on Mickey lovingly and affectionately. Frankie escorts Mickey back to join their group of friends. I've brought something nice for George. He loves this. George's mum stands. Bay, what is it, Mrs. Dean? Do you want me to help you? No, don't be silly. I can do this. George's mum lays a copy of Filmmakers and Films magazine on the coffin. The minister speaks to the mourners. We are gathered here today to celebrate George's life. George was a filmmaker, a son, a friend, a brother to those who loved. Join me now in a moment of silence as we reflect on our own personal memories of George. As the minister's words fade, we move to a close-up of the emotional Frankie. He is comforted by Sherbet. Interior, wake at George's mum's house. Mickey is talking on his mobile. Gabby, call me. Please, can you just call me? Sherbet. You all right, Mickey? Mickey fumbles with his mobile. Hold on, bloody phone won't work. We notice Sally, 28, a girl in a wheelchair with a few of her family members around her. She looks angry. Mickey, I think it's the battery. I was just trying to check on Gabby. So what's with Gabby then? Some sort of bug? You said she just started to throw up. Was she okay last night? Maybe it's morning sickness, Mickey. Who knows? Be cool, wouldn't it? Gina, Sherbet's overweight girlfriend, joins them. Poor Gabby. I've heard there's a bug going round, bless her. I'm sure she'll be fine. Frankie, it's time you upgraded that phone, Mickey. How old is it? A relative pushes Sally, the girl in the wheelchair, towards George's mum. I keep meaning to. Hey guys, what do you reckon we try and finish George's film? Have a look at his contract. It's 50 fucking grand. Frankie sees Sally is scowling. Oh shit. Sally, she's pretending she don't know me. We could have been happy, me and George, if you'd kept out of it, but you couldn't let him go, could you? Frankie, Sally, George's mum's not pretending, she's got dementia. Don't give me all that, you're all the same. Never wanted George to have someone. Come on, Sally, you know how George was, please, come on. I don't need any of your help, Sherbet. Wannabe artist who's never sold a painting. Do I know you, love? Are you one of George's friends? I recognise you. Come on, Sally, please, not now. You're Sally, aren't you? You and George were always together. He thought the world of you. You've changed your tune. You did everything to stop us seeing each other. He's always saying, if Sally calls, tell her I've got to work late or I've got to help Frankie. I always say, George, you should tell her the truth. Just, why are you still making all this up? We loved each other and all you ever did was... Gina, Sally, please, leave it, love. It really isn't the time. We're all upset and it's difficult. What has it got to do with you, you fat cow? No need to get personal, love. I didn't walk in here and call you a cripple. George was gay, Sally. He was never going to love you. Not the way you wanted. There is an embarrassed silence. Sally can see everyone in the group is in agreement with Gina. Sally, get me out of here. Get me out of here now. Now, I said, now! Interior, wake at George's mum's house. Mickey, Sherbet, Frankie and Bay are the only guests left sitting with George's mum. Mickey, you going to be okay, Mrs. Dean? He would want you to have all his things, everything. What would we do with it? If he doesn't finish his documentary, he'll never get paid. It was his best job so far, 50,000. We could take a look at it. George's mum gets up to leave the room. I want you to get paid. I want George to get paid and you to all keep the money. Interior, George's room. They follow her into a room that is full of filming equipment. We see a black film case with the words London parking scam written in white. Bloody hell. Never was anywhere to sit. I'm house sitting at the moment. We can take it all there. Interior, traffic warden station. Bill, Graham and Clyde are talking about what's going to happen. Bill, it's all timing, Clyde. Don't get distracted by ticketing anyone else. I know, Bill. I know. I'll do it. Think about what you'll be able to do with £500 and your slate wiped clean. Don't mess it up. Everything I borrowed, right? I won't owe anything. Not a penny, Clyde. Interior, quiet cafe. Frankie, Bay, Mickey and Sherbet are seated in a quiet cafe. Frankie is looking at George's contract. Sherbet and Bay are exploring camera equipment. Mickey is impatient. Frankie. He gets paid on completion of the documentary. He calls it the London parking scam. He passes the contract to Mickey. I've read it, Frankie. Mickey passes it to Bay. So what do we need to do to finish it? Well, I guess a confession would be good. Bay, George's notes here say traffic wardens are changing times when they book cars. Why don't we find an actor, make it look like a real confession, get it finished and get the money? Fucking hell, Mickey. Do you think that's what George would want? George would understand. I say we fake it. Who's going to know? We will know, Mickey. Anyway, it's not easy to film believable stuff, even with actors. Sherbet's beaten out every day with that camera filming miscellaneous shit. It's not shit, Frankie. It's about understanding a device that can capture and hold a moment in time. Sherbet stares intensely at the camera in his hand. It's a moment trap. A moment trap? Yes, that's what we'll be doing, trapping moments. Sherbet holds up the camera. We need to trap moments that make them pay the fucking money. If we don't get the real evidence, there would be no finishing George's film and no money. We've got to get back the money George borrowed on his mum's house. I wish I'd studied camera work at uni. It's much more fun than editing. Stick to what you know, Sherbet. This is not a retraining exercise. Sherbet gets up and wanders out of the cafe with the camera and tripod. It's easier to pay people to do interviews, build a story like that. Frankie, Bay and Mickey leave the cafe. Sherbet is setting up a camera outside and then starts filming. They join him. They're not going to pay unless they get what they want. Other than George, it sounds like the rest of you went to uni for a fucking jolly up. We did. Frankie. We'll need cash to complete his film. People will want paying to speak out. I've got some money. Not big money, but I've got some. How much? Yeah, how much? Well, 4,000. It's what my mum left me, but it's all I've got in the world. How much you got, Mickey? Not as much as that. Maybe about 3. 3 grand? No, 300. Mickey wanders off to one side and makes a call. Fuck off, Mickey. How much have you really got? I've got 3 grand. I've got about 2 grand. Mickey's call goes to answer phone. Hi, Gabby. Call me, please, babe. This is really getting to me now. I can't go on without you. I'm doing things, money stuff, please. Mickey cuts the call and joins the other 3. So what do? Get the money together? The 4 start to walk back to Frankie's car. We follow. I can get mine whenever. Mum didn't like banks, so I've got the cash at home. Okay, cool. They get to Frankie's car and find a parking ticket on it. Oh, come off it. I didn't think we were over. Fucking breed of their own. They're the only business that doesn't associate directly with the people who pay them. That's us. We're their fucking customers. How many times have you ever heard anyone say, my best mate's a traffic warden? I've got a good mate who works at the head office. They all look at Bay, who shrugs. Never told anyone till now, though. Danny Mason's car lot. Danny Mason is with Bill Graham, who is in full traffic warden uniform. Danny is checking some handguns. He hands one to Bill. Danny. I trust it's all sorted then. Don't even say his fucking name. We're all set. He can't get it wrong. He's not thinking of booking 10 other motors before the fucking Porsche then. I've talked him through it, Danny. It's all good. Danny checks the time on his phone. You better get to work. I'll call you when it's done. They leave. Danny gets into the passenger seat of a car. 2 other men, Jinxie and Max, get in with Danny. Max is driving. Interior, Mickey's house sit early morning. Mickey has just woken up and sits rubbing his eyes on the side of the bed. We see Mickey wander into the lounge where George's cameras are being stored. One camera is set up. There is a monitor, a memory cards and papers scattered around. They contain George's notes. Mickey checks his phone. He calls Gabby. The call goes to answer phone. Gabby, at least let me know you're okay. I love you. Mickey cuts the call and throws his phone onto the sofa. SFX, sound of a Porsche. Fade and mix to exterior London street. A black Porsche pulls into a parking bay behind another car. The driver gets out, blips the car and wanders off. The car parked in front backs up tight to the Porsche. Danny Mason's car. Interior. Danny Mason is watching from his car on the opposite side of the street. He is on the phone to Jed Watkins. It's arrived. From Danny's viewpoint, we see another car pull up and park tight behind the Porsche, blocking it in. The driver gets out and walks off. Interior, Jed's lorry. Danny's voice can be heard on Jed's hands-free phone. We're all set, Jed. Interior lounge of Mickey's house sit. Mickey moves the curtains and peers out of the window. We see a look of surprise on Mickey's face and he mouths, fucking hell, when he sees Clyde Pickett pull up on a scooter. Clyde prepares to ticket a small blue car. Mickey looks on. Exterior London street. Brian walks towards the Porsche and sees it's been blocked in by the other cars. He makes a call. Sidney Vex's garden. Sidney Vex is walking around his garden in a silk dressing gown. His phone starts to ring. He answers it. Got it? No, some fucking car's blocking it in, Sid. That fucking Porsche has just driven 2,000 miles. Nothing should be blocking it in. I don't care how, Brian. Bring that fucking Porsche home. The car lot guy, Danny Mason, sitting in a motor across the road. Who's Danny fucking Mason? He's got a contract for parking enforcement. Runs it out of a little car lot in the East End. Stay with that Porsche. I'll call Bobby. Sidney cuts the call. London street. Something's not right, Sid. Sid! Sidney Vex's garden. Sidney calls Bobby. Sidney Vex. Bobby, the Porsche's been blocked in. Sounds like Brian needs some help to get it out. Get there. Sidney ends the call. London street. Brian tries the doors of the blocking car and kicks the car. We see Bobby marching towards Danny Mason's car. Come on, Clyde. Danny calls Bill. Traffic warden station. Bill. Danny. All good. Have we got it? No. We don't fucking got it. Where the fuck is Clyde? I can see it, I could touch it, I can almost smell it, but we don't fucking got it, Bill. Bill, he should be there. I'll call him now. Street outside Mickey's house sit. Clyde takes a call on his mobile. Clyde, hi Bill. Tell me you're there, Clyde, please. I'll be there, okay? I've still got 5 minutes. Fucking get there, Clyde, now. Okay. Bill cuts the call. Clyde walks back to his scooter to go. Mickey watches Clyde from the window. Taking some deep breaths, he goes to the front door and calls to Clyde Pickett. Excuse me, mate. My aunt has had a fall. Could you help me get her up? Clyde, no. Yes. Okay, but quick. Clyde jogs towards the front door. Where is she? Just through here. Hallway Mickey's house sits. Mickey follows Clyde along the hallway. As the unsuspecting Clyde enters the lounge, Mickey wrestles him to the floor and sits on top of him. Mickey grabs some tights from a pile of washing and binds him up. Interior Danny's car. We cut to see Danny waiting for Clyde. Traffic warden headquarters. We cut to Bill sitting nervously at his desk. SFX, Mickey's racing heart and sniffing nose. Clyde is struggling. We hear Clyde's mobile phone ringing. Interior kitchen, Mickey's house sit. Close-up of kitchen drawer opening. Close-up of duct tape and scissors. In a swift succession, we see a fast-cut sequence of desperate Mickey's actions. Close-up, lifting Clyde into a chair. Close-up, taping Clyde's wrist to the arms of the chair. Close-up, taping Clyde's ankles to the chair. Close-up of duct tape covering Clyde's mouth. Mickey moves the lounge furniture for space. Close-up, Mickey searches Clyde. He takes his phone, ID and wallet. Mickey sits out of breath, staring into space. SFX heartbeat, fade out, fade in. Mickey sits opposite Clyde. SFX sound of Clyde's breathing through his nose. Close-up of Mickey looking at Clyde. Close-up of Clyde looking at Mickey. Mickey gets up and wraps a scarf around Clyde's head, covering his eyes. Mickey, out of breath, makes a call to Frankie. Hi, Frankie. Could you get over? I'm at my house sit. I've gone for it. Maybe should have thought about it a bit more, but I've gone for it. Frankie's buying a newspaper. Can you just tell me on the phone, Mickey? To shopkeeper, thank you. No, come over. I've only gone and done it. We're finishing George's film. I've started it, Frankie. I'm not fucking about. Newsagent. What? How? Look, I'll be there soon. Mickey's house sit. A song is playing on the radio. Mickey makes another call. The camera zooms from over Mickey's shoulder into a close-up of the radio. Interior Sherbert's flat. Close-up on the radio. Pull back from the radio to find Sherbert sitting with Gina at the breakfast table. He answers his mobile while turning off the radio. Hello, Mickey. Sherbert, I'm at my house sit. I need you to get over quick. I've got a plan to finish George's film. Mickey takes some deep breaths in an attempt to stay calm. He starts to pace up and down. Yeah, sure. Hey, Mickey, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Sherbert's flat. Oh, okay, I'll be there soon. Sherbert, although confused, goes to a kitchen cupboard and takes out a box of cornflakes. He takes out a bag of cash and puts it into his brown bum bag and puts it on the table between him and Gina. Sherbert slides a letter to Gina, but Gina ignores it and just stares at Sherbert. The Art Council have turned down my application for funding, to show my paintings. Are you seriously going to put all that money into finishing George's documentary? They say they've been overwhelmed with applications. Best of luck, maybe try again next year. What about the deposit for a house, James? Gina, please, I've tried hard to make it as an artist. Where's it got me? Mickey should have had therapy years ago. Why are you listening to him? Mickey's fine. Fine. He grew up watching his mother inject heroin every day. Mickey's never been involved with drugs. Anyway, it's not about Mickey, it's about me and us. What am I going to do to earn money? Gina picks up the bum bag. I don't want you to lose this, James. It's all we've got. I wish I'd never applied for the stupid funding. Can you just think about it, please? It's more money than most people ever have. I have thought about it a lot, Gina. I won't lose our money, I promise. Danny Mason's car. Danny's on the phone. He should have booked this fucking motor by now and called for the lift. Where the fuck is he, Bill? Off screamed Bill. He'll be there. Don't worry, Danny. I'll call him again. Lounge of Mickey's house sit. Mickey adjusts the camera while calling Bay on his mobile. Mickey. Hi, Bay. Can you get over to my house sit? We're going for the confession. Clyde's mobile starts to ring. Exterior street. Bay is getting into his car. I don't understand, Mickey. We haven't got anything to go on yet. I've just gone for it, Bay. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I've gone for it. I had to. Okay, Mickey, I don't get it, but I'll stop by. Interior Mickey's house sit. See you soon. Mickey sits staring at Clyde. Interior Danny Mason's car. An agitated Danny sits in his car with his gun. Don't let me down, Clyde. Just fucking don't. London Street. Brian and Bobby are standing inside of the Porsche. Exterior front door Mickey's house sit. Doorbell. Mickey opens the door to find Frankie there. Frankie, Mickey, I don't get it. What do you mean you've started? As Mickey enters with Frankie, Clyde's mobile is ringing again. Through here. Take a look. I've gone for it. They walk through. Oh my fucking goodness, what on earth is that? Mickey removes the scarf from Clyde's head. Close up, Clyde's petrified eyes. That, Frankie, is a fucking traffic warden. I read through all of George's notes. This is what it's about, him. Is he an actor? All right, mate. No, it's a real life one. Turned up out there, looking shifty like they do. Then I recognised him from George's film. I thought, I'm going for it. He's part of it. We make him confess. What do you mean, Mickey? You're not saying this is a... Nervously smiling, Mickey nods in the affirmative. This is not okay, Mickey. You're telling me you don't know this guy? No, well, not strictly true. His name's Clyde Pickett. I searched him. Here's all his ID and phone and stuff. Have you gone completely mad? How the hell? What sort of confession? This is a tied-up traffic warden in the lounge of your fucking house sit. Not part of George's documentary. He's got something to do with it. George filmed him loads. I've seen it. I'm filming everything now. Mickey, this is fucking kidnapping. I want you to know, Clyde, that what has happened here has gone a bit wrong, maybe a lot wrong. Doorbell. Sherbet arrives and walks in. Hi, guys. Sherbet enters the lounge. Bloody hell, Mickey, what's going on? Frankie. Mickey is filming Confessions of a fucking Traffic Warden. Okay, cool. I thought we weren't using an actor, though. No. Who's the actor, then? He's good. Hi, mate. How's it going? He's good. Close up on Sherbet as he looks into Clyde's eyes. Clyde is petrified. He's not an actor. He's real. I went through everything George had done. That Sherbet is a real-life fucking traffic warden, not an actor. Sherbet takes off his bum bag and puts it on the table. No, he was outside ticketing. He was outside, so you kidnapped him. Oh, Mickey, no. Everything fits. We can finish George's film, pay back his mum and make some money as well. George would want us to do this. We've got to let him go. We're all desperate to help George's mum, but this is all bad, Mickey, bad. Bad? Yes, bad. It's very bad. In fact, very, very bad. Sherbet starts to remove the tape from Clyde's mouth. Listen, mate, there's been a misunderstanding and our mate has gone maybe a bit too far with what has turned into a sort of joke. You bet he has. You're all going to prison for this. I've been trained for this and you're all going to prison. All of you. Help! Help me! Sherbet quickly returns the tape to Clyde's mouth. Oh, shit. No, you've got this all wrong. It's all a misunderstanding. No one has to go to prison for this. Mickey, what have you done? Mickey takes Frankie to one side. We've just got to win him over. Get the story. Come on, we've got to stick together. There's let's all stick together and there's who's up for going to prison. Well, fuck you, I'm finishing George's film. Bay calls through. Hi guys, how's it going? Bay enters. There is silence. Sydney Vex's garden, patio area. Sydney's on the phone. Brian, tell me you got it out, please. London Street. Brian and Bobby are standing at the corner of the street. No, something's going down, Sid. There's a lifting lorry round the corner. I think they're going to try and take the Porsche. Nothing's getting taken, Brian, nothing. Stay with that Porsche, stay fucking put. I'll call Jinxie. Sydney makes a call to Jinxie, but it's busy. Bugger! Interior lounge of Mickey's house sit. They all sit looking at Clyde. Bay is looking through George's contract. Mickey, I'm in a bit of a place, but we can do this. All we have to do is... Sherbet. He's probably got a wife and kids. Are you married? Clyde nods his head. Frankie, kids? Clyde nods his head. Mickey, you're a fucking idiot. I've studied it, Frankie. Mickey goes to a monitor and switches it on. It's not a fucking joke. Look at what George filmed. Oh, you've studied it, have you? Really studied it? Can we just all calm down? Mickey, what do you mean? He's dodgy, look. Music plays. They settle back and watch what George has filmed. Exterior street on a monitor. Music plays. We see Clyde booking a young mum. Young mum with 5-year-old kid. Oh, for God's sake. I'm not 2 minutes late. Please, can you just cancel it? We don't have the money. There was a queue, for God's sake, and he wanted to feed the ducks. Interior lounge, Mickey's house sit. We cut back to see Clyde now tied up. Bay is concentrating on George's film. Frankie is shaking his head unconvinced. Street on the monitor. A happy whistling delivery driver approaches his parked van. We see his mood change to despair when he sees Clyde has given him a ticket. The van driver. Come on, mate, that's today's pay. Where can I park? I have to make the delivery. Anyway, I'm not over. I've got 6 minutes. What'd you do, change the bloody times? We cut back to Clyde still tied up watching the screen. Monitor. A man walks from a building, points at an illegally parked car and then slips Clyde some cash. Mickey points at the cash exchange to highlight the corruption. An old lady beside her car is out of breath. She checks her watch in disbelief. George, who is filming her, talks to her. A voiceover of George Dean. Hi, my love. I'm making a documentary about parking corruption. Are you happy to talk to me? Mickey is moved at hearing George's voice. I'm happy to talk to you. I thought I had plenty of time and that's my pension gone for this week. I was sure I wasn't over. It happens more often around here now. Something's going on. The street. Monitor. Clyde looks at a couple of vehicles parked that are clearly breaking the law. Clyde signals to a guy in an office. The guy pops out and passes Clyde some sneaky cash. Mickey's bedsit. We cut back to Clyde tied up. Cut back to the street and the monitor. The group gather round the monitor and watch another example. We see a mum with a kid in a pushchair struggling up some steps. Clyde is finishing ticketing her car when she gets to her car. Mum, I had to wait for a prescription. What am I meant to do? He's ill, look. Come on, you don't have to do this. You know I'm not over. I've still got 4 minutes. Just doing my job. Someone's got to do it. I'm really sorry. How do you live with yourself? Glad you got something for the little fellow. Hope it helps. Close up on Clyde looking in the pushchair at the kid. Close up the kid, 3-year-old runny nose looking back at Clyde. The kid, fuck off. Sidney Vex's garden. Sidney is holding a mobile phone to his ear while he cuts the heads off some flowers. Every snip is an act of aggression and relief of the frustration. Finally, his henchman, Jinxie, answers. Jinxie, jump to it, son. We've got some trouble with that Porsche. Some fucker's blocked it in. I've got one of my bloody heads coming. Get on this one, Jinxie. Sidney Vex's office, London. We see the entrance and a plaque, Sidney Vex Entertainment Limited. Sidney Vex's office. Jinxie is sitting in a plush office. We see the London city skyline out of the window behind him. There are drugs and cash laid out on the desk. Another office phone starts to ring. Sidney Vex voiceover. No need to go into the depths of it. SFX the ringing phone. Jinxie shouts, Jules! Jules appears and Jinxie beckons him to answer the ringing phone. Jules gets to it, but it rings off before he can answer it. Sidney Vex voiceover. Get that Porsche out of there. Brian's there now. Speak to him. Jinxie. I'll go myself with a couple of the guys, Sid. I'm on it. Do that, Jinxie. Do that, please. I've got a couple of important meetings today and I'm at the BAFTAs tonight. I don't fucking need this. Sidney Vex's office. It's done, Sid. Leave it with me. I'll see you there this evening. Jinxie cuts the call. He gets up and wanders round to the desk where Jules is sitting. Jules has a line of cocaine laid out on his desk in front of him. Jinxie. What the fuck are you doing? Can't you hear the fucking phones? Jules. Sneaky sniff, Jinxie. Yeah, that's all. A sneaky one. Come on. It will fuck you up. We sell it. We don't take it. Jules does the line of cocaine. You're a fucking idiot, Jules. Lounge of Mickey's house sit. Silencers all four sit and look at Clyde. Bay. You're not very nice, Clyde, are you? Mickey, I'm not saying what you've done is okay, but it does put a slightly different perspective on it. George has filmed him for a reason. Frankie. Are you completely mad? You're starting to sound like we can justify this. He's kidnapped a person. It's like you're one step from saying, how do we dispose of Clyde's body? Clyde looks more concerned than ever. He may be a shit, but being a shit is his job. So what are we going to do then? If we let him go, it sounds like we're all going to prison. No, not all of us, just Mickey. You did this, Mickey. Why don't we take the tape off and ask Clyde how he sees the situation? Frankie removes the tape. There is silence. Help! Help! Help me! Frankie quickly tapes him back up. Okay, so it's not good. London Street. Danny is waiting in his car near the Porsche making a call. Danny. Bill. What the fuck is going on? We have minutes, mate, minutes, and we've lost it. 1.5 mil, bro. I've got my neck on the line with this. Bill, he should have been there. It should all be done. He knew what to do. I called him and he said 5 minutes. Calm down, Danny. I'll call him again. Sidney Vex's garden, patio area. Sidney is sitting with one of his henchmen. Sidney Vex. Who's this fucking Danny Mason? Henchman. A car thief. Dodgy parking tickets. Takes a bit of cash. He scored the contract for parking enforcement in Westminster. Contract finishes in a few months, then he's nothing. Stepped out of his league, Sid. I don't like the sound of it. He's fucking embarrassing. What do you want me to do? I want to know how he knew where that driver swap was. Find out and tell Jinxie. Lounge at Mickey's house sit. Mickey and Bay are just finishing some toast. Frankie is pacing about and very anxious. Sherbet is sitting watching. Frankie. How the hell can you two sit there and eat? Can you just calm down, Frankie? What are we going to do? He doesn't sound like he's in confession mode, Mickey. A text comes in on Clyde's phone. Bay, give me his phone. Mickey passes Clyde's phone. It's locked. Clyde, can you give me the lock code for your phone? Clyde shakes his head. Come on, Clyde, don't make this any harder than it is. Frankie, why don't you just torture him, Mickey? Just add to the list of why you're going to prison. Frankie, for fuck's sake. I'm still doing this for George. If torture adds some kind of drama for you, Mickey picks up a scarf and goes to wrap it around Clyde's neck. Mickey, no. Mickey backs off and ditches the scarf. You could be fucking helping, Frankie. I just want to check your phone, Clyde, see if anyone's worried about you. Bay, people should be worried about him. Frankie, come on. Do you know what makes it worse? He's been kidnapped for nothing. I mean, if you could talk to his family, what would they ask? Sherbert, is he okay? Oh, I think they would say, what do you want and why? Is it for money or a gang member released from a top security prison? No, Mickey wanted a confession about a parking scam. Mickey is pacing as well. I saw him out there and just thought, fuck it, I'm going for it. You've taken someone against their will, Mickey. The police aren't even allowed to do what you've done. Well, I've done it, so now what are we going to do? I don't know. Bay is still trying to unlock Clyde's phone. Clyde, come on, mate. Help us out here. Just give us the code, please. Clyde nods. Sherbert, can we agree that you won't scream? Clyde nods again and Sherbert removes the tape. Clyde, 1919. Frankie, everything you do, Bay, is adding to a crime. Mickey's crime. We're all in it together now, Frankie. Clyde, what's the time? 9:20. Shit, you've got to let me go. They'll be changing their shifts. They'll see I'm missing. It won't be long before you're caught. You'll go to prison for this. Can you stop saying that? Confrontation, aggression, physical attacks and kidnapping. You'll go to prison. Stop fucking saying that. But I need to be somewhere really quick. Maybe we can just forget about it. I won't say anything. Clyde is anxious and worried. Bay, I'm not condoning what Mickey has done, but what you've done to some of those people, well, it's rude, mate. It's bloody rude and it's corrupt. Clyde, it's not like that. I'm not like that. You don't understand. Text comes in on Clyde's mobile. Kate Pickett. I presume Kate's your wife. She says, is everything okay? Call me. Sherbert has a piece of leftover toast on a plate. Sherbert, would you like to have some of this food? It's a bit cold. I can get you a drink. A nice cup of tea? Clyde, no, I don't want any food. I need to go. Traffic warden station. Traffic wardens are walking towards the building and pulling up outside on scooters. Wardens are handing in paperwork. Some are sitting around chatting. It's quite a community. Bill is sitting alone nervously at a desk making a call to Clyde. Lounge, Mickey's house sit. We see Clyde's phone ringing in Bay's hand. Bay, who's Bill? Close up on the emotional Clyde. You have no idea what you've done. Bill ends the unanswered call and calls Danny. Danny, no answer from Clyde. I've spoken to his wife and she's trying to find him as well. I'm waiting for a signal from the tracker on his phone. Danny Mason's car. You sort this fucking quick because we're running out of time. It's okay, Danny. It's okay. No, Bill. It's far from okay. Fix it and fix it fucking now. Danny ends the call. Bill sits looking shocked and then angry. Young traffic warden. See you in the morning, Bill. Yeah, see you, boy. Bill calls Clyde's mobile again. Lounge, Mickey's house sit. Bay is holding Clyde's mobile. It starts to ring. Bill. Mickey, give it here. Who's Bill? My boss. If you knew just how in the shit you are. Cover his mouth again, Sherbert. I'll put it on speaker. Sorry, Clyde. Sherbert covers Clyde's mouth and Mickey puts the phone on speaker and then muffles it with a cloth. Hi, Bill. Bill. Clyde, what the fuck did you do? Tell me you're there. Tell me you're with Danny and it's done. You're going to get someone killed. It's a bad line. Mickey cuts the call. They all sit in silence staring at Clyde. Mickey, what was all that about? Bay. Take the tape off his mouth, Sherbert. Sherbert removes the tape. You're all up to your necks in it. Clyde's mobile starts to ring again. Mickey drags the tape back over Clyde's mouth, accidentally going over his nose as well. Silence, they all sit and look at the ringing mobile. Close up of Kate on the phone. Mickey cuts the call. What the fuck have you done, Mickey? What were you thinking? Clyde struggles without air. Well, I didn't think, did I? I went for it. I want his confession. All you've done is managed to document our prison sentences. I've got to take something to Bill. Clyde's head slumps forward. Bay, oh shit, what's wrong with him? Frankie goes to help, followed by Bay. Oh, for fuck's sake, Mickey, you've put the tape over his fucking nose as well. Breathe. You're all right, Clyde, just passed out. You're a fucking idiot, Mickey. Sherbert is sitting with his head in his hands. Oh, another dig at me being shit at everything. Mickey throws Sherbert Clyde's phone. Text him something, Sherbert. Mickey paces about while Sherbert texts. Sherbert, I'll tell him the signal's bad. That should buy us some time. Frankie, time? Time for what? This morning when I got up, I had a life. Now I feel like a nervous fucking wreck who has a choice of death or prison. And this is all your fault, Mickey. All your fault. Fuck off, Frankie. You didn't have a life. You had a fucking existence just like the rest of us. Can we calm down? Something just happened in your existence and now you've got a fucking life and you can't handle it. You can't fucking handle it. Upset and angry, Mickey retreats to the kitchen. Frankie follows. Mickey cuts Frankie short before he can continue venting his frustration. Don't, Frankie. Just don't. Frankie stays silent. Lounge of Mickey's house sit. Bay and Sherbet are still helping Clyde. Kitchen, Mickey's house sit. Mickey. Gabby left me. What? Why? Why? Well, why didn't you say? We've got no money. I'm broke. We've got nothing. I've got to do something. When did she go? The morning of George's funeral. You should have said. I went through everything George had written and watched everything he'd filmed 3 fucking times. Mickey takes some deep breaths and steadies himself. He stares into the floor. Mickey breaks down. I can't do this anymore. I'm done with it. Crap money, minimum wage. You might have a job, you might not. Might be living here, you might not. Gabby wanted a kid. You can't do any kid justice with no fucking money. They're gangsters, Mickey, and we're not. You're better off being a gangster, Frankie. You've got more chance of getting money. Listen, we'll find a way. I saw him out there. No matter what you say, Mickey, this is going too far. Taking money, robbing and cheating off people who can't afford it. Mickey enters the lounge followed by the confused Frankie. Bay, what are we going to do next? I'm thinking. Silence. Frankie looks at Mickey, then shares with the group. Gabby left him. Oh, Mickey, when? A couple of weeks ago. Oh, fuck, mate, why didn't you say? Clyde's mobile rings. Everyone looks at Sherbet. Close up on the mobile. The caller is Kate Pickett. It's Kate. All sit, listening to the phone. I'll text back saying, can't talk. Sherbet cuts the call and sends the text. Clyde, there has to be a way we can sort this out. Frankie, how about we just let you go and say sorry? I ain't going anywhere now. I'm staying put with you. You fucked up Danny Mason's deal. They need to know it was you that did this, not me. I'm staying here, otherwise I'm dead. They'll fucking kill me. Mickey hears this and shares a look with Frankie. Tell us then, what's going on? What was you meant to do? Mickey checks the camera is recording. Clyde, it's London's parking racket. That's what you just got involved in. Today was just a bit more than a normal day. We take cash for letting people park where they shouldn't. We change times when they book cars. Some we get lifted and they disappear, or you pay a lot of money to get them back. I don't get it. We have the legal right to lift and remove cars, you know, like on a no return in 2 hours. If another car blocks a car in, it can't move. It's down to the warden to call for a lift. If there's a car they want, they take it. It's all covered. What, and the car is lost in transit after booking? Collected by a lifting lorry with false plates on. The car goes back to Danny Mason. We get paid a bit depending on the car. But people don't just lose cars. Cars on hire. Diplomats, no one cares. They're insured. So what? Why would they kill you? SFX, a text comes in. The car I was meant to book and get lifted this morning was a black Porsche belonging to some big drug dealer. Sherbet says, Kate says Bill has called and she's worried. She loves you. You don't get a choice. They loaned me some money and before I knew where I was in too deep. Why was today so special if it's only cars? It's cars every day. The Porsche was loaded with 15 kilos of cocaine, 1.5 million. I heard them say Danny Mason paid 20,000 for the tip-off about where the drivers swap. When it gets lifted and removed, they blame the traffic warden. No drug dealer will ever claim the car in case the drugs have been found. Text comes in. Bay, ain't really been your day, mate, has it? Kate says, what are you doing at that house? What's going on? This house? How does she know where you are? We've all got tracking apps on our phones. Oh well, that's just fucking great. Text comes in, Sherbet reads it out. Kate says, Bill called and he's on his way. Tell me what's going on. What's Bill got to do with it? Bill works for Danny Mason. He takes the cash we collect. Frankie passes a look at Mickey. They've got guns. I want out of it. I've got a kid, a little girl of 9. Look in my wallet. Sherbet picks up Clyde's wallet and we see a picture of Clyde's daughter. We've got to go to the police. We have to. How the hell can we go to the police? Tell them what? We've had a kidnapping gone a bit wrong and fucked up someone's drug deal and now we need some help. That's why they use people like me. Look at me. What are we going to do when Bill gets here? Where's he coming from? How long have we got? The depot's just down the road from here. Okay, let's think about this. Mickey, these are gangsters. They won't go away if you shut your eyes. Sherbet, I'm calling the police now. There's a knock at the door. I bet that's him. We've filmed Clyde telling us what's going on, so let's just go. It's not even my house. Sherbert, can you finish George's film with what we've got? Another hard knock at the door. I'm not editing anything. It's gone far enough. I'm going to the police. Sherbert opens the front door. Bill, dressed in his traffic warden uniform, points a gun straight into Sherbert's face and walks him back into the lounge. Sherbert is walking backwards. So where is he? And who the fuck are you? Bill sees Clyde tied to the chair. What the fuck's this? From behind the door, Frankie hits Bill over the head with a large ornament. London Street. Bobby is sitting in a car on the phone to Sidney Vex. He is watching the agitated Danny Mason. A van pulls up. Bobby. Jinx is here now, Sid. 4 masked guys get out of the van, each with small trolley jacks with wheels on it. Bobby. We'll be sorted here in a couple of minutes. Danny Mason's looking like he's about to fuck off. Sidney Vex's garden patio area. You keep an eye on that little bastard. They place the jacks under each corner of the car and then push the blocking car out into the road. We've got it, Sid. The masked men get back into the van and leave. Brian gets into the Porsche and drives off. Bobby. Brian's away, Sid. He's bringing it in. Nice one, Bobby. Follow him back as planned. All the way, son. Sid cuts the call. Danny Mason's car. Max drives off. Danny Mason is making a call. Jimmy is tapping away on a tablet. Jimmy. I've got both their trackers. They're a few minutes away at our house. Close up on Danny, off screen. Call goes to answer machine and we hear, Bill Graham, leave a message. Both Bill and Clyde sit side by side tied to chairs in the lounge of Mickey's house sit. The guys are out of breath. Well, that's fucking blinding, Frankie. That bloody gun could have gone off, Frankie. Did you think about that? What the hell are we going to do now? Mickey, now we really are in the shit. I just saw the gun and reacted. Well, search him. Get his phone and anything else. Mickey picks the gun up from the floor. Mickey, I've never seen a real gun before. It's bloody heavy. Mickey stares at the gun. Mickey points the gun at Bill's head. We see his finger on the trigger and a light squeeze. Can you put that down, Mickey? Mickey puts the gun down behind Frankie. Bay searches Bill, who is still dazed and shaking his head. Bill, what the fuck is going on, Clyde? Who are these guys? I've had enough, Bill. I've had enough. Danny's going to lose the deal. You know what that means. Oh, fuck. I don't know who they are. It's weird. I'm Mickey. It's more of a mess than I'd imagined, but it is mostly down to me. It's all down to you. You're in some big trouble, son. You've upset some very nasty people today. Who put you up to this? No one. Bill gets angry and tries to struggle out of the ties. Oh, what next? What are you going to do with me? What next? What do you want? They hold Bill until he stops struggling. I don't know. I want out, Bill. Too late for that, Clyde. Let us go now. Untie me. What do you expect? How the hell can we untie you? You're someone who carries a fucking gun, dickhead. Danny's car. Jimmy is still following Bill's tracker. 20,000 fucking pound. Fuck. I'm gonna shoot them. The pair of them. Take the next left, then second right. 20 grand for fuck all. Mickey's lounge, house sit, Bay. Let's stay calm and think. SFX, phone pings for voicemail. Sherbert, voicemail for Bill. Silence as they all look at Bill's phone. Danny's car. Jimmy, it's around the next corner. Danny, how could it go so wrong? Someone's fucking around with us. It was a done deal. So simple, even for Clyde Pickett. Max, how are we going to play this, boss? Someone's going to get shot. Max, that's how we're going to play this. The car is stuck in traffic. Lounge of Mickey's house sit. What the hell are we going to do? Give me the lock code to your phone, Bill, so I can listen to the message. I don't think so. Clyde, 2781. Bill passes a look at Clyde. Thank you, Clyde. Mickey taps in the code. Clyde, I want out, Bill. You know I'm going to get the blame. Let's hear what Bill's got. SFX, Mickey plays the message on speakerphone. Danny, 1.5 mil practically given to us. I'm on my way, Bill. You and Clyde are fucking finished. The call ends. Bill laughs. When Danny finds out you're dead. I can't change it. It's done. You want me to tell your loved ones, do you? Mickey looks saddened. Bill sees this. No one gonna miss ya? Fuck you. Mickey steps in front of a camera and talks into it. Mickey into camera. Gabby, whatever happens, I did this for us. To get you back because I love you, Gabby. Danny might take Gabby as payment because you owe him. Mickey's talking into a camera. I never gave up on us. Whatever happens, I want you to know. Mickey, what are we going to do? Billy's chuckling at Mickey and Frankie is nervous and pacing around. She nice, is she, Gabby? Sexy like. You don't need this. Untie me. We'll walk. No, Bill. It's always me that cops it. I'm staying with them. Danny's only going to have one thing on his mind. There's no way out, Clyde. You fucked up. What about a picture? Can we see a picture of your Gabby? Stop! Fucking stop! Frankie slaps Bill hard across the face. Frankie, what the fuck you doing? Does it really matter what we do? We're done for. Frankie hits Bill again. Give it to me as much as you like. We've got gangsters tied up, Bay, and there are guns. I need to go to the loo, I'm bursting. No one's going anywhere. What next, Mickey? I don't know. Tape his mouth back up, Frankie. Frankie tapes Bill's mouth up. I need the loo. Danny's car. Jimmy, it's just down here on the right. There's Clyde's scooter. Danny, bust the fucking door in, bust the fucking windows in, whatever you fucking like. Then you guard outside. Me and Max will go in. Lounge in Mickey's house sit. I say we take them to the police station and just dump them outside. We've got what we need for George's film. I can edit that, Mickey. I'll do it. Bay, sounds good to me. I'm up for that. Frankie, let's just do it, please. Tape them up tight and get them out the back to Frankie's car. Outside Mickey's house sit. Danny's car pulls up. Danny and his henchmen get out and slam the doors. They walk towards the house. Jimmy rings the doorbell. Interior, Mickey's house sit. Everyone stops and there's silence. Bay peers out of the curtain. There's more gangsters at the door. Frankie, oh shit. Bay looks again and sees the pistol in Danny's hand. And another gun, nodding in the affirmative. Front door of Mickey's house sit. Danny goes to ring the bell again, but Jimmy kicks the door in. Lounge of Mickey's house sit. I think they're in. There is silence and then the lounge door starts to open. Danny walks in with a gun, shakes his head at the sight. Well, caught and tied up. Naughty. Mr. Mason, this has got nothing to do with me. No? We don't need you then, do we? Danny shoots Clyde. Silence. The room is filled with smoky haze and everyone is frozen. Danny, feels different when the shooting starts, doesn't it? As the smoke starts to clear, we hear Clyde whimpering. Danny swings the gun round at everyone else. Now, my little chestnuts! Just all got real, did it, you fucking idiots? Everyone is frozen. Clyde has been clipped in the arm and is writhing in the chair. I've lost a lot of money today and a lot of cocaine. Do you think that's fair? Danny starts with the gun pointed at Bay's head and moves round each of them. Bay, no. Frankie, Mickey and Sherbet shake their heads in turn. Now, London's parking belongs to me. So does this warden. So you've interfered in my business. Do we all understand each other? All nod their heads. Max picks up Sherbet's bum bag and opens it. Excellent. Now you all have to pay me cash, cars, clothes, everything you have in the world is now mine. He sticks his head into Frankie's face and grits his teeth. Max exposes the bundle of cash inside Sherbet's bum bag. I don't take fucking pets. Max, don't normally see that amount of cash lying around, boss. Danny takes the money and then rips the tape off Bill's mouth. Well, looks like someone got a payment for something. It's not what you're thinking, Danny. What I think is Clyde is too stupid to think and you wouldn't dare cross me. That leaves you four. Somehow you've been paid to stop me from taking that Porsche. As a start, you owe me 20 grand. No, I can explain. Danny points the gun at Sherbet. Come on, Tiger. You give it a fucking try. Centre stage. You see, there's been a mix-up and that money is for a film. Cinema prices up, are they, Treacle? And now they're only taking cash. No, Danny pushes the money inside his jacket. No, you don't understand. That's why the cameras are here. Frankie is shaking his head at Sherbet, encouraging him to stop. Well, I don't like fucking filming or fucking cameras. Danny shoots through the lens of the camera they filmed Clyde's confession on. More smoke and silence. Danny puts his arm around Bill. You let me down, brother. Danny, don't say it, Bill. Don't say sorry or come up with some excuse. Front door, Mickey's house sit. Jimmy is standing guarding the door. A neighbour who has heard a gunshot comes out of the house. Jimmy pops his head round the corner. Jimmy, boss, a neighbour heard the gunshots. Max, go with him and sort it. Max and Jimmy leave. Just tell me who. Bill nods at Mickey and everyone looks at Mickey. Yeah, it was me. It's your time, darling. You get pretty, my little sweetheart. Sparkle away. Danny points the gun at Mickey, grits his teeth and then jabs the end of the gun barrel into Mickey's forehead, cutting it. Blood runs down Mickey's forehead. Mickey is taking deep breaths as he speaks. Our mate died and Sherbet is trying to get back to the subject of his money. That money's mine. Sherbet approaches Danny and Danny shifts the gun to Sherbet's forehead. Frankie is fumbling with his hands from behind him, trying to find the gun that Bill had. He finds the gun and points it at Danny's head. Well, look at old Big Balls here. Frankie pulls the hammer back on the old pistol. Sherbet slowly leans forward. Close up, Danny's gun pressed hard against Sherbet's forehead. Sherbet takes the bum bag out of Danny's jacket and slowly steps away. You going to use it? Are ya? There is silence in the room. Frankie, with squinted eyes, starts to squeeze the trigger. Because if you're not, then Frankie's shot hits Danny in the arm. Danny's gun goes off and he drops it. The shot narrowly misses Sherbert. Frankie runs screaming at Danny through the smoke, jumps on him and drags him wrestling to the floor. Frankie turns his gun around and uses it as a cosh a few times on Danny's head. Mickey, nice one, Frankie. Sherbert, that bullet just missed me. I didn't know what else to do. Tape them up, police station with all of them. Bay goes to the window and looks for the other two. He sees them both running back to the house. Bay, Mickey, the others. Mickey picks up Danny's gun, goes to the front door and points the gun at them. Front door of Mickey's house. Fuck off. Max and Jimmy back off towards their car. The guys immediately start to tape Danny up. Danny's arm is bleeding with the shot, so they duct tape it up. They wrap the tape around Bill and Clyde. Mickey, what are we going to do with them guns? Mickey takes the two guns and examines the camera that's been shot. Mickey, he shot the fucking camera with a confession on it. Sherbert, have a look at it. I'll get rid of these. Outside Mickey's house sit. Mickey walks with pace down the road with the two guns in a bag. We see him arrive near a small copse of trees. He hides the guns. Mickey's house sit. Clyde, Danny and Bill are being taped up. Sherbert has the shot camera and produces the memory card from the side of the camera. Mickey enters. Sherbert, the memory card's fine, Mickey. Mickey grabs Sherbert and kisses him on the forehead. Sherbert slots the memory card into a small pocket in his bum bag. Let's get this over with. Come on then. Exterior street afternoon. One by one they carry Clyde, Danny and Bill out through the back of the house to Frankie's car. It is parked at the rear of the house in a quiet access road. They put Bill and Danny in the boot and put Clyde in the back between Bay and Sherbert. Quick as you like, Frankie. They drive off. Tranquil countryside. Long shot over fields. In the distance, beside an open-top sports car, Jules and a stunning lady friend enjoy a secluded champagne picnic. They are blissfully unaware that Jinxie is walking towards them. The lady is giggly and ditzy. Cut to the medium close-up. As the lovers chink their glasses, Jinxie arrives silently behind them. Jinxie points the gun at Jules. Jules, you were fucking warned. Jinxie waves a piece of paper at Jules. Not tidy, is it? Leaving this note in your desk with a number that goes to a Danny Mason, who happens to turn up at the driver swap this morning. Jules, high on cocaine, turns from his prostrate position to greet Jinxie. Jinxie! The lady is still giggling. Some things we never talk about, Jules, remember? Jinxie shoots Jules, and then the lady friend dead. Outside police station. Frankie pulls up outside the local police station. They drag the tied up wardens and Danny onto the pavement. They get back into Frankie's car and drive off. Danny, Bill and Clyde are struggling to get out of the tape. Clyde loosens the tape around his legs. Within seconds, a member of the public walks over. We see her take out her mobile phone and point the camera at the tied up group. Danny is trying to get her attention with his muffles. The street. Frankie pulls up outside Mickey's bedsit. They all sit for a second. Whatever happens, say nothing about today. Are we all agreed? All nod. Frankie, keep our heads down for a while. You're right. Sherbert, I'll go through everything and finish George's film. Then we meet with George's commissioner and get paid. Mickey gets out of Frankie's car and pauses. Where you going, Bay? Drop me at my flat. See you, Mickey. Laters. See ya. Frankie drives off and Mickey walks in. Mickey turns on a light. It's quiet and lonely. He places his keys down on the messy dresser, breaking the silence. He sits on the bed and breathes in deeply. He picks up the picture of him and Gabby. He holds it close and then lays back onto his bed. Fade to black. Exterior, outside Bay's flat, early morning. It's the next day and armed police are outside Bay's flat. Interior, Bay's flat, early morning. Bay is looking out of the window making a call. Communal area, Bay's flat. Police are running up the stairs. Mickey's bedsit. Mickey is asleep in bed. His mobile starts to ring. He wakes and answers it. Bay's flat. Mickey, I think we're in the fucking shit. What do you mean? Banging on the door, SFM. Open up! Mickey Sharp, you open the door. All right, I'm coming. Mickey opens the door. Mickey Sharp, you're under arrest. They grab hold of Mickey. Okay, all right. Easy with those. Hey, come on, mate. Does he really need all of you? Romeo. Jake, take this fucking place apart. Get him out. Still complaining, we see him walked out of the room. Bay's flat. The police are walking Bay out in handcuffs. Exterior, Sidney Vex's garden. Sidney Vex steps out onto his patio and wanders the garden. Interior, police station interview room. A plainclothes detective strolls casually around Bay, Sherbert, Mickey and Frankie, who sit with their heads down. Cocky little lot. I'll tell you about being cocky. 2 men with gunshot wounds and no one seems to know what happened. And no guns. And he stops and there is silence. And I've got to let you go. But there's a downside for you lot. Officer brings the detective some tea. Thanks. Before I finish, let me show you what kept the cameras busy yesterday. He nods to the duty officer, who presses play, and we are looking at a monitor. On the monitor, we see Clyde being dragged from Frankie's car and Danny and Bill being lifted out of the boot. The number plate on Frankie's car is clearly visible. Didn't exactly try and conceal yourselves. Mix 2, outside police station. Two girls are walking by who stop and do a live broadcast to Facebook of the two traffic wardens and Danny tied up. Sandra, I'm broadcasting live, Megan. Danny starts to struggle and manages to persuade Megan to take the tape off his mouth. You've got to help me. Help me get out of here. Please, I'll pay you. Still broadcasting. How much? 500 quid. Yeah, right. A few people are gathering outside, all with mobile phones. Clyde is struggling and then pees himself. The crowd starts to chuckle and there are a few remarks, and Sandra goes in for a close-up of Clyde peeing through his trousers onto the pavement. Thanks, gorgeous. You're going viral. A policeman walking in calls for assistance on his radio, and we see officers come out to assist. Mix back to station. Police station interview room. The policeman turns the monitor off. So, we get them in and we clean them up. What do you know? No one has anything to say. No one knows what happened. Now, I don't know exactly what went on, but what I do know is that you've upset some very unsavoury characters, and I've had to let them go as well. It doesn't mean to say you can't be called back in here if something else turns up. The public's little broadcast last night didn't exactly help you make any friends. The downside is, if you come back to me, I'll fucking nick you for something. Now get out of my station. Outside the police station. The relieved friends walk out of the police station and head off down the road. We see them walk down a couple of side roads. Suddenly a van accelerates and then screeches to a halt. The back doors open and Jimmy and Max step out pointing guns. They usher them into the back of the van and shut the doors. Back of the van. We see them all being beaten up inside the van as the van drives on. We see Jimmy and Max delivering clean punches to each of them with no resistance. Max, thought it would all go away, did ya? Jimmy, Danny has sent a little message. Basically, you've got to pay him everything you got in the fucking world. Firstly, that cash. I do believe you said it was yours. Sherbet is breathless and bleeding. I said at the time. Jimmy hits Sherbet. Winded, Sherbet rolls to the floor of the van groaning. You're taking us to get it now. They kick Sherbet as he lays on the floor. Sidney Vex's kitchen. Sidney Vex is on the phone discussing the Porsche incident. Jeannie Bardwell is cleaning the kitchen. I know I got it through, but that's not the point, Bobby. This Danny Mason's had my pants down and tickled my balls. He's sunk his teeth and he's had a fucking nibble. There'll be fucking fighting next. We can't have fucking fighting, can we? Mrs. Bardwell brings Sidney some tea. Thanks, Jeannie. Bobby is talking to Sidney while another guy is unloading packages of cocaine from a larger bag. It's small fry, Sid. It's not worth it. Sidney Vex voiceover. I can't just let it go, Bobby. It's messy. Who knows what this little tosser will do if he thinks he can get away with it. Let's pay him a visit. Speak to Jinxie. I'm going to shut him down. All right, I'll get it sorted. You can't be seen there, Sid. No. I want to be there. I want it organised properly and thoroughly, and it needs to be tidy. Find out when he's at his car lot and then call me. Just me and Jinxie. OK, Sid. Sid ends the call. You all done, Jeannie? All done, Sid. See you Thursday. Thanks, darling. Be happy. Always happy, Sid. Outside Sherbet's flat. Sherbet exits the back of the van bleeding. He leads Max into his flat. Sherbet's flat. Gina. James, thank God you're back. Gina rushes to try and hug Sherbet. Sherbet and Max silently walk past Gina. What's happened to you? Who's this? They enter the kitchen. What the hell is going on, James? Beaten and struggling for breath, Sherbet reaches for his bum bag on the kitchen unit and hands it to Max. Max slides the zip open and sees the cash. Morning. Max ushers Sherbet to leave in front of him. What's going on? James, I'm calling the police. Sit down and shut up. You're in no position to be calling the police, not if you want him back. Sit! Gina sits. Outside Sherbet's flat. Mickey, Bay and Frankie are bundled out of the van into the street. Max, that's some of it. Now the rest. Let's get fucking talking. Jimmy hits Sherbet again and Sherbet drops to the floor. Your friend's going to be it like that every 3 seconds until you tally up the cash. Jimmy counts while everyone stands in silence, then hits Sherbet. I've got £3,000. Now we're getting the hang of it. Jimmy is already up to 3 and then hits Sherbet again. 300 quid, it's all I've got. I've got £2,000. Let's go and get it then. Sidney Vex's garden. Sidney Vex walks into his garden to the quiet place where the shed is. The grass is neatly cut. He opens the shed door. The mower is clean and tidy and packed away. Nice one, Mickey. The van pulls up and all are bundled out. The van drives off. Sherbet is clearly in bad shape. All are coughing and spluttering. Bay and Frankie sit on the curbs at the side of the road. Well, at least that's the end of it. I know I've already said it, Mickey, but how the hell did you manage to create such a fuck-up so quickly? Well, we're not dead and we're not in prison. We get our money back when we sell George's film. Sherbet starts to walk away, beaten and bleeding in a trance. I'm going to finish George's film. Sherbet stops. Mickey walks to Sherbet and hugs him. I'm sorry, mate. Do the best you can do for George. Sherbet remains rooted to the spot and still. Mickey, what? What is it? The memory stick. Clyde's confession. What? It's in my bum bag with the cash. I forgot. You lost the fucking confession? Sherbet nods. All are silent. Long pause while they all think. Well, that's it. That really is it. Is the end. Fuck off, Frankie. I'm not giving up. Mickey, there's nothing we can do. We gave it our best shot. I'm going to get it back from Danny Mason. We're going to finish George's film. Don't be an idiot, Mickey. You'll get yourself killed. I'm sorry. Trees near Mickey's house sit. The next day, Mickey wanders into the small copse of trees to where he hid the guns. He brings out the 2 guns, chooses one and returns the other. Danny Mason's car lot. Mickey walks onto Danny's car lot. There's no one around and everything looks eerily quiet. Mickey arrives at the garage workshop area at the back. He snoops about cautiously, looking through a small window. Mickey is surprised to see Sidney Vex. Mickey watches. Danny Mason is tied to a chair. Sidney Vex's hard man Jinxie stands close by, menacingly awaiting instruction. Sidney strolls around. His manner is calm and calculating. So, you think you can try and rob me? And when it don't work out, you think you're just going to walk away? Grab those jump leads, Jinxie. Jinxie takes down a set of jump leads and prepares them as a whip. No, it's all bollocks. It's not like that. Jinxie tests the jump leads by whipping them across a fabric-covered chair, and we see the clamp get stuck in the fabric. Cut the fucking ends off or you'll get them stuck in him. Jinxie takes a pair of clippers and cuts the ends off of the jump leads. I didn't do anything. I didn't. You're lying. He nods to Jinxie and Jinxie whips him across the back with a jump lead. Danny screams. Mickey is nervous and shaken and in disbelief at what he's seeing. He sits with his back to the window and looks out across an expanse of playing fields. All I want is the truth, and for you to know you're finished around here. Now, why would you be stupid enough to try and turn me over? And you have tried. Sidney nods to Jinxie and whips him again. Danny sees this. No! Mickey sits, head in hand, slumped outside the window, listening, unable to watch. He looks at the gun he has. He can hear all the dialogue and Danny screams. You think I just lose a Porsche? 15 kilos of Charlie and nothing happens? Please. We hear the whip again and more screams. Close up on Mickey, looking scared. Mickey gets up and starts to walk away. Close up on Mickey, who is clearly shaken. Mickey stops. Wide shot as Mickey looks back. We hear another scream. Mickey walks away. Still the man lies. Danny lets out another loud scream as he's whipped. Danny, I'll tell you, just wait. Sidney nods to Jinxie and Jinxie whips him again. You're not quick enough, but quick enough to take a fucking tip off from that cokehead Jules. Did you think I wouldn't find out? Did ya? Wouldn't find out that you paid 20 large for that tip off? Danny screams again. Sidney Vex walks around while we watch Danny whimper in pain. I don't lose anything. You know why? Because I live and I let live. I'm an understanding person, and I like trust. Please. Long shot Mickey at the side door. He did it. What the fuck are you doing here? Mickey, nervous and scared, points at Danny Mason. Sidney Vex looks confused. Jinxie walks over to Mickey and pushes him against the wall and frisks him. Looking for him, Mr. Vex. He's got something of mine. Jinxie finds the gun, takes it out and waves it at Sidney Vex, who looks even more confused. A gardener who carries a gun? Now, what the fuck are you doing here? It's a long story, Mr. Vex, but short version is our friend was commissioned to make a film about his parking scam. Oh, I see. You have got yourself into a bit of bother, ain't you? Sidney nods to Jinxie to give Danny another lash. Mickey winces. Now, what do we mean, a film? Anything to do with me in this film? No, Mr. Vex. The film's got nothing to do with you. Nothing happens with this film until I see it. You got that? I told you I trust you, Mickey. To Danny, do you hear that? Trust. Understanding people like trust. Jinxie is ready to whip him again. Sidney nods and Jinxie whips him again. His guys beat me and my mates up and then stole our money. In one bag, there's a memory stick that I have to finish this film. Oh dear. Do you hear that? He needs his money back. How much, Mickey? 9 grand. But I need the bag and the memory stick. Sidney nods to Jinxie, who whips him again. It's a shame you turning up like this. Mickey nervously awaits what Sidney is about to say. Depending how you look at it, it's changed your life forever, son. Now, time to pay. I know what you're going to say. You ain't got the money here, but shitty little Herberts like you have a habit of finding it. Jinxie, use the other lead with a clamp on it. He's fucking annoying me now. Jinxie changes leads and whips him with the clamp lead. Danny screams and we see the clamp penetrate the skin. Mickey looks on. Come on, I ain't got all day. Give him some more, Jinxie. He'll find the money. Danny is bleeding and screaming. Jinxie wanders over and takes the clamp out. Behind the Mac. Sidney nods to Jinxie, who moves a large map on the wall to reveal a safe. Sidney vexed. Code. It took 2016. Jinxie punches in the code and opens the safe. Jinxie takes out the bundles of cash and Sherbert's bum bag. 2 photos he throws on the floor. That's the bag, Mr. Vex. Here we go. Sidney hands Mickey the bag and some of the cash and then stuffs the rest into his pocket. Mickey sees a gun inside the safe. Thanks. Mickey sees the 2 photos on the floor and picks them up. You didn't say you were into film, Mickey. Mickey stares intensely at the 2 photographs. One is a photo of George with a post-it note on it saying, "This is the guy." The other picture is George in the crashed car, dead. It was my mate's film, a documentary, but he was killed in a car accident, so we're finishing it. Mickey stands deep in thought and starts to look upset. Mickey stares at the photos and his eyes fill with tears. Mickey sniffs and clears his trembling voice. Bring me what you've got. Today. I want to see it. Oh, I will, thanks. Danny is in a mess from the whipping. Mickey walks over to him with a photo of George and holds it up in front of him. What's this doing here? Danny shakes his head and looks away. Sidney nods to Jinxie and Jinxie whips him again. Danny screams, "Answer him!" Danny lifts his head. Whimpering in pain, he starts shaking his head. Sidney nods to Jinxie again and Jinxie whips him again. Danny screams, "He was filming us for weeks." Wasn't an accident, was it? Mickey is upset. What could I do? Mickey is wiping tears from his eyes as he looks at the photo of George. Mickey walks back to the safe, breathing deeply, and takes out the handgun. He walks back towards Danny, trembling and sniffing, and points the gun at him. Mickey! As we hear Sidney Vex say Mickey, Mickey shoots Danny in the head. The camera holds as tears roll down his cheeks. You like tidy, Mr. Vex? Tidy's what I like as well. Sidney looks at Jinxie and shakes his head. Mickey turns and walks away. Fucking hell, Mickey. We watch as Mickey walks away. We hear his steps and silence. Sidney calls after him. Mickey! Mickey stops but doesn't turn around. You work for me now. When you work for me, there are some things you never talk about, and that's me. Now you fucking say it. I never talk about you, Mr. Vex. Mickey carries on walking. He drops the gun. Exterior, jetty in Kent coastal town. Long shot. Mickey is walking towards a man sitting on the end of a jetty, fishing. As Mickey gets closer, we see that the fisherman is Clyde Pickett. Clyde's young daughter is playing nearby. She calls out, "How long before we go, Dad?" Clyde spots Mickey and looks startled. Whoa, hold on. Clyde drops his fishing rod and starts to move away. He's clearly scared at the sight of Mickey. Get away from me. I'm not a traffic warden anymore. I got sacked, okay? No. I know. I just wanted to chat. There's nothing to chat about. I don't want to know. Your confession. We're handing it in over to the commissioners. They're going to look at it as evidence and they will pull you in. That's my daughter. Over 1 million views on Facebook of her dad tied up and pissing himself outside a police station. She never even told her friends what I did. I never told mine either, but that shit job was all I could find, all I could do, and you... Clyde is on the verge of tears. I'm sorry, Clyde, I'm sorry. I owe you for not saying anything. I'm going to sort out some money for you. They can see from the film that you were bullied into it. Nothing's going to happen to you. As Mickey walks away, Clyde's daughter runs over and cuddles her father. Who's that man, Dad? In long shot, we see Mickey walk away and Clyde with his arms around his daughter hugging her. Cannes Film Festival interior. Open at Cannes Film Festival the following year. Sidney Vex is shaking hands with lots of important people at Cannes. He is clearly very well known. Photographers are taking photos of him with celebrities. Mickey is smartly dressed and looking elegant, but clearly nervous. Mickey, Bay, Sherbert and Frankie are taken to their seats. We see George's mum next to Frankie. Bobby and Jinxie are close by with Sidney Vex. Clyde Pickett is in the audience with his daughter. Backstage, the host for the evening is having his makeup put on by the makeup artist. Sounds like a fabulous audience tonight. Should be a great night. All done. There you go. Perfect as ever, Marielle. The evening host. Mesdames and Messieurs, good evening and welcome to Cannes. I know we have an amazing evening ahead for you. Close up, Mickey reaches for his phone that is vibrating in his pocket. Close up on Mickey's phone. Gabby is calling Mickey. Mickey drops the call. SFX distorted sound. Mickey is restless. He leaves his seat. Frankie, I'll be back in a minute. Mickey, you okay? Yeah. Mickey gets up and leaves. Close up. Festival toilets, Cannes. Close up, Mickey returns the call to Gabby. There's no answer. Mickey stands over a basin. He loosens his tie. He splashes water on his face. SFX, the audience and the evening host can be heard. Frankie is sitting next to Mickey's empty chair. Bay, where's he gone? I don't know. Festival toilets. Mickey is sitting in a cubicle, nervous and breathing deeply. He tries to call Gabby back again. There's still no answer. He is fidgety and anxious. Mickey straightens his clothing and attempts to retie his bow tie. He gives up and puts it in his pocket. Cannes Film Festival, evening hopes. And now we come to the award for Best Film Documentary. Frankie passes a look at Bay and shrugs his shoulders next to the empty seat. The nominations are Inside Your World, The Gang Clock and The London Parking Scam. Here are the clips. There is a round of applause and we see the clips of each. To Frankie's relief, a somewhat dishevelled Mickey returns to his seat. Evening host. And the award for Best Film Documentary goes to... The host opens the envelope. Mickey is breathing into his hand. Sidney Vex and Mickey share a glance. Sidney nods at Mickey, smiles and points at the stage. The London Parking Scam, written and directed by the late George Dean. Here to accept the award are his friends Mickey Sharp, Frankie Winters, James Storyboard and Bainton Jones. The audience applauds as Frankie, Mickey, Sherbert and Bay make their way to the stage. On stage, Mickey, I'd just like to say thank you. Sidney Vex stands and applauds as Mickey's attention is drawn to Clyde Pickett sitting in the audience with his daughter. She is smiling and happy. Close up, she squeezes her father's hand, while Frankie, Sherbert and Bay in turn address the audience. Mickey's eyes skip back and forth to Clyde and his excited daughter. We see her wide smile and the braces on her teeth. Frankie, George would be so proud and that we're here celebrating his film. Sherbert leans in and takes the microphone. Thank you to everyone that voted. George was just the best person. Bay holds up the award. Thanks for a great evening and for voting for the London Parking Scam. The audience applaud. To our friend George Dean, we cut close to George's mum. There's George won. Is that my George? I knew he could do it. The winning filmmakers leave the stage. Unexpectedly, Mickey turns to the microphone. There's just one more person we owe a special thank you to. Mickey beckons to Clyde to come up on stage. Embarrassed, Clyde declines, but Clyde's daughter pushes her father to go. Clyde nervously stands and makes his way to the stage. Clyde's daughter is smiling and clapping as she watches her father. What's he doing now? Who knows, Frankie, who knows? Sidney Vex is taking everything in his stride. We see Sidney clearly nod to another man who we do not see. Sidney checks his phone and his watch. Mid-shot on Clyde's daughter, who stands and watches excitedly as her father joins Mickey on stage. She is emotional. Close up on Mickey. He smiles at the sight of Clyde's daughter. Mickey puts his arm around Clyde and draws him close. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special person that helped change my life and made this film possible. Mr. Clyde Pickett. Music plays, the audience applauds. The camera moves in slowly on Clyde's daughter. She is overwhelmed with emotion and happiness as she stands proudly clapping for her father. We hold this as she wipes tears of joy from her eyes. Fade. Outside Palais de Festival. Mickey walks down the croisette and calls Gabby. Gabby, guess what? Gabby, how did it go? We won. We only fucking won. Hotel suite, La Nalla. Wide shot of Gabby on the phone in a beautiful hotel suite as she talks to Mickey. She walks to another room. Gabby, you didn't. We bloody did. Oh my goodness, was George's mum all right? When are you coming back? Mickey walks down a quiet side street. We see two men checking car doors. She was fine. I'm coming back now, just walking to my car. I tucked it out of the way. Didn't want to get a ticket. Be about 10 minutes. How's Jessie? The two men watch Mickey in the shadows. Hotel suite. Camera pulls back to show Gabby standing over a cot where Mickey and Gabby's new baby, Jessie, sleeps. She's fine, but she misses her daddy. See you soon. Drive safe. Love you. The two men follow Mickey. Love you too, Gabby. Mickey cuts the call. Bleeping sound of unlocking a car. Mickey arrives at the black Porsche. He opens the door. He's suddenly hit from behind and falls to the floor. Close up, a hand removes the keys from Mickey's hand as he lays on the ground. The two guys get into the Porsche. SFX, doors slam, engine starts. Inside the Porsche, the two guys high-five and we see and hear the car move off. Mickey drags himself up to see the Porsche driving away, rubbing his head and searching for his phone. Fucking bastards! We watch as the Porsche accelerates away. Then the Porsche explodes. Mickey stands staring at the explosion in disbelief. The end.